Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Today I'm starting a new series. It's Tis the Season to Be Crafty, and I am going to be bringing to you once a week a new holiday Christmas themed DIY. So first, this is my channel. I love doing everything Dollar Tree DIYs. I also love doing thrift flips, and I also love to make wreaths. So if you like what you see here, I would love for you to join me and hit that red subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit the like button. It helps my channel with YouTube. And also, don't forget to leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys think. So I also am on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook, and I recently opened up a wreath shop on Etsy, so I will have that in my description box as well. You just hit the link and you could look around my shop, see if there's anything you would like. So what I'm using today is all Dollar Tree items, and we are going to make a gnome to hang on our door. So I'm using that hat you see there is from Dollar Tree. It's a tinsel hat, also a Christmas hat that looks like a sweater, everything from Dollar Tree, golf balls that are in the kids section, a nylon, and a mop. So first thing I'm doing is taking this wreath apart, and I'm taking all this tinsel off of it. I'm also going to rip off the little Merry Christmas that you see there. Now that was glued on, it looks like with hot glue, but I am going to use that for this wreath that we're going to be making. This gnome, I should say, that we're going to be making. And I try to use up everything that I take off because I don't like to waste. But we're going to be using this mop, and the mops are really cool to use to make gnomes because you can use them to make the beard of the gnome. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be cutting a little bit off at a time, and I'm just going to use my scissors and cut pieces off from the top there where that plastic is. And I did use about 3/4 of this mop. I did not use the whole thing, so I'm just going to save the rest for another one that I will be making, because this I will be trying to sell anyways at my craft shows that I go to. So, and this turned out super cute, so, and really easy. So I wanted my gnome hat to be a little bit shorter on the top because I want to make sure that this hat's going to come all the way down to where the beard is, and I want to be able to kind of tilt my hat on the top to the side like the gnome hats usually are. So what I did is I cut a piece off the top. It's just plastic. You can use your scissors to cut it. Really, it's soft plastic. And then I decided to cut a little piece, another little piece off to bring it down even a little bit lower, because I really wanted it to kind of tilt over to the side quite a bit. So once I got it to where I wanted, then what I did is I took about 4 strands of this mop, and what I did is I took a zip tie and I started zip tying it to the rim of the hat on the bottom there. You see that little bar there? That's where I started zip tying. So now you don't have to use zip ties if you don't have them. You can use pipe cleaners, you know, whatever you have. You could use hot glue. I didn't because I knew it would make a mess, and I was trying to make a really good product here because I am going to be selling it. So I zip tied mine just to keep it nice and secure, and so it stays on there. And I just kept doing this process all the way across that bar there, all the way across the brim of the hat. And I kept doing 4 pieces like you see there. And I just kept sticking them inside my little zip tie and zipping them on real tight. So once I get that all the way across, which you will see in a minute, what I did is I started to pull the strands. I started to pull the strands on the sides to kind of unwind them, because you wanted the beard to look really full, and this is going to help that happen. So I just pulled the strands. Now this did take a few minutes, but it was okay because I just, you know, popped on a TV show or that I needed to watch something, or, you know, kept myself busy while I did it. And it was kind of therapeutic, to be honest. So I enjoyed it. And once I got that all done, then I trimmed my beard the way I wanted it to look because it was looking a little rough. So I did trim it. and I just trimmed little pieces off. And then to make this look more finished on the back, I decided to take a piece of white felt and attach that to the bottom there. And so I didn't have that brown sticking out. Now you can totally skip this process, but I did it because I know I'm going to be selling it. And like I said, I want to have a finished product that looks nice and fully done. So I just cut a piece off, and then what I did is I took, oops, sorry, motorcycle went by. And I just started to hot glue it to the bottom part there of that plastic piece. But first I did go on with my wire cutters and got rid of all these little pieces that were sticking out. You could use your scissors. Again, the plastic's really soft, so it's not hard to cut. And then I just, like I said, I just took my hot glue gun and I just glued it down and kind of like brought the felt over a little bit. And so then you didn't see it peeking through the beard on the other side, and also it covered up the back really nicely. So once I did that, then what I did is I got my gnome ready to put his little hat on. But first I took that golf ball after I got it all trimmed, his beard. After I put the hat on, I'm going to take the golf ball and I am going to cover it with the nylon. And the reason I did that is because I didn't want it to be white. I wanted it to be, you know, kind of like a brown color, and so more natural looking. And so I just put it into the little nylon, got like a little, those little rubber bands that you buy for hair, and I just tied it around it and then cut the rest off. And that's it. And there you got your nose. So next, to bring extra security to my hat to stay on and not slide off, and I didn't just want to hot glue it. So what I did is I took my little piercing tool that you see there, and I just put a little hole in my hat, which you can't really even see, and I just brought it through the brim of the hat there, my zip tie, and then I just zip tied it on to the frame so that this way it doesn't move, it stays put, and I don't have to worry about it coming off. Like I said, you can skip this part too. You can just glue it down if you want to with hot glue. But I did this because I'm going to be, you know, like I said, taking it to a craft fair. So, and I did that on both sides of my hat. And then after I got done with that, I just took off the rest of the part that was at the end of my zip tie there. I just take it off. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue that nose down onto the beard first of the gnome. And I just made sure it's set really good. And I glued it quite a bit because I wanted to make sure it was going to stay put. And then I took the glue gun and I went around the brim of the hat to go around the nose. And I just took my time, did a thin line of glue so it didn't come gushing out the other side, and then I'd have glue all over his nose. And I just held it down until it set around the nose, and that also helped secure the nose down. And anyways, that's how the gnome looks with the nose, so we wanted to make sure it looked that way too. And then I just took a thin line of glue and I just went down the whole front of the hat with my glue gun, and then I turned it around and I did the back as well with my glue gun. And that was just another little security to keep the hat on the frame. And then once I got that all glued down, you have your little gnome. Now to take this up another notch, of course, which you knew I was going to do because I love doing that, I'm going to, well, first what I did is I tilted my little top of my hat down like I wanted to. And this material of this hat, it folded down really nicely. So it was easy to do. And then I took a snowflake that I got in like a pack of 6, I believe, at the Dollar Tree. And I just painted it white because it wasn't really that white. I don't know. And I just wanted it whiter. So I painted it with my chalk paint in white. And I'm going to put that around the top of the hat. And then I had this little piece from Hobby Lobby. It only costed me $1 for this because it's 50% off right now there. And I just put a little bit of chalk paint on that as well just to make it look snowy. And it has little berries on it and a pine cone and some leaves. And I'm going to stick that as like in a little embellishment on the bottom part of my hat there. And I just glued it down, and then I stuck a piece of felt to hold it down underneath. And now I'm just going to take a piece of this white cotton twine that I have, and I just put it through my little ornament snowflake, and I just tied it around the top part of the hat there. And I just tied it in a knot, and then I also just tacked a little bit of glue so the snowflake would stay flat, because it kept popping up because I did it a little too tight, I think. And there you go. And then I took that little Merry Christmas that we took off of the tinsel when it was a tinsel hat, and I just glued it down on this hat. And this turned out so cute, you guys. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to be making more of these. And I'm thinking about like doing different kinds of beards. I don't know. I have a couple ideas in my head. So a few other things. But this is just to give you guys inspiration. I mean, you could pretty much do what you want. But I think it turned out so cute. And it was so easy. And it was so cheap to make, you guys. Totally on a budget there. So here it is hanging up on my little door here, and I hope you guys like it. I think it turned out great. You guys will have to let me know in the comments, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. I will have that link down below. I have tons of wreaths in there for the holidays, and yeah, check it out. And I will see you guys again soon, and I want you to stay crafty. Bye.